Ok, so, lo siento, esto van a tener que ponerle subtítulos. Porque para que lo entienda esta bestia, tengo que decírselo en su idioma. Bro. Lo siento, Matt Riddle. Me da pena por ti. So let me get this straight. You criticize a AAA wrestler because you don't know who the hell he is. You were at one time the head writer of WWE. And the only reason you were ever relevant is because you had a feature on the Monday Night Raw magazine. Remember that time when you were called Big Man? Yeah. Yeah, I remember because I have magazines from the Raw era and the SmackDown era. So, another thing, you criticize Trinity because she says she was gonna get she's pregnant. You criticize her because she's supposed to be a heel. Well, it seems to me that you forgot that wrestlers are human beings, right? They're not heels or faces when they have to say something regarding the situation, their personal situation. That's where the line draws. Okay? You can't be a heel when you're telling somebody something about their life that's going to make everybody else happy. You see, that was back on the day when nobody could figure out who or what was kayfabe at the time. We're talking about the 80s, we're talking about the 90s, right? You remember that. You remember those times, right? And speaking of the Kabuki Warriors, you know what a character is? Obviously not. Obviously not, because what do you know about characters? All you ever knew in your life is how to do Crash TV for the sake of doing Crash TV. That's the only reason that they ever had you from WWE to WCW. Oh yeah, we remember those days. Yeah, how you and Ed Ferrara invented the Oklahoma character. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say bad things about Jim Ross because I want to put my guy over, right? Right. How dare you? How dare you not do your homework? How dare you call yourself a wrestling broadcaster without knowing something, anything, at least this about Lucha Libre Mexicana? I don't dominate the Lucha Libre scene, but I do my research. What do you think was going to happen? They're going to build a big, great promo about Mr. Iguana? Mr. Iguana is coming. Mr. Iguana is nearby. Mr. Iguana is going to show up. What do you think was going to happen? They're going to put him in the jungle? They're going to make him climb a tree? What do you think this is? This is not the golden era of the World Wrestling Federation. This is the Netflix era. Anybody who has 2 cents of a brain does the research. They research because the internet the information is on the internet. You can Google it. If you don't understand the character, then watch AAA Lucha Libre. It doesn't take that much. But no. You want it all chewed up and ready to swallow, right? Because your brain cells are so fucking dead from having your ass planted on the basement that you know shit. Oh, and by the way, since we're on the topic, I know that my words are gonna fall on deaf ears. But don't you ever call me a fucking mark again. Because when I wrote you on Twitter, you should have thought it better, because this is not the Attitude Era, you fucking idiot. I'm going to explain something to you. Talents need to be toned down a little bit because the people are going to grow tired of them. This is not the days of Austin. This is not the days of Hogan. This is not the days of Roddy Piper. This is not the days of the Attitude Era. They need to get toned down because people are going to get bored by them. Examples: Rhea Ripley, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn. You want me to keep listing them? I'm going to give you 3 because those guys were over, way over. And what happened? They decided to tone them down because they're going to charge them up again. But they need to put somebody else on. In Rhea Ripley's case, it's Stephanie Baker, it's Asuka, it's Io Shirai, it's anybody, even Natalya Neidhart. They need to put more people over so the talent doesn't get stale or they get watered down. Because you can't have a 24/7 Rhea Ripley. You can't have a 24/7 Jey Uso. You can't have a 24/7 Sami Zayn. You can't. You cannot, because they are not getting over. They're just merch. They're just fucking merch. Don't get me wrong. I love Rhea. But you need to get somebody else in case Rhea fails. You need somebody else in case of Jay failing. Who's that? LA Knight. Or aren't you watching the shows anymore, my brother? No. I'm gonna rephrase that. Aren't you watching the shows, bro? Or your head is so stuck up your ass that you need to turn the TV on your stomach? Or I'm gonna ask you this. Does your basement have a TV? A computer monitor? Or do you watch it from your own little phone? You fucking idiot. If you don't know the characters, then shut the fuck up. Because you're always talking right out of your ass. I don't need to yell. I don't need to scream to get my point across. I'm a wrestling character myself. I've been a booker. I've been a talent. I haven't owned a company, but by God, I wouldn't have run it down to the ground like you did. Oh yeah, that's coming from the same guy who put himself over by becoming the WCW World Champion, the same guy who put the belt on David Arquette, an actor, by the way, the same guy who thought that throwing blood at Kevin Nash was going to be the biggest thing ever. Oh, and may I remind you that weren't you the one who had a girl named Asia as a mockery to Johnny Laurer, a.k.a. China? Wasn't it you? Wasn't it on your time? I believe it was. So how dare you? How dare you criticize an industry that wants to know nothing about you? What have you done? What did you do after WCW? You never got back to the WWE? Oh yeah, you were hired by TNA. How did that turn out for you? Oh, that's right. Nobody respects you, Russo. We just tolerate you. Because any guy, any girl can put up a phone, a tripod, turn the camera, go live. Oh, I'm a broadcaster. I told you facts. I told you things to get through your fucking head, and you decide to block me, calling me a mark because, podemos poner el tweet que yo le escribí. Vamos a poner el tweet que yo le escribí. A ver, para los que no entendieron, miren, ahí estoy.
Espérame lo agrando. Que la gente pueda ver.
Mientras tú lo agrandas, voy explicando. Vince Russo había puesto un video en el que hablaba de algo de Rhea Ripley. Parece que se estaba disculpando o estaba aclarando un punto de vista con respecto a Rhea Ripley. Y él pues la pone muy encima, diciendo que poco más y que ella es imbatible, que ella es indestructible y todo. Y que, bueno, detrás de ella hay otras chicas como Liv Morgan y la Olímpica y la chica de los cuernos. La chica de los cuernos es obviamente Stephanie Baker. Y yo, pues, obviamente le respondo a Vince Russo como para que tenga un poquito de cultura, pues, ¿no? Le escribo ahí, su nombre es Stephanie Baker, tengo un poco de respeto por el nombre y aprende a pronunciarlo, bro. Yo creo que eso es lo que no le gusta. Y sí, Rhea es la que está más arriba, pero tú de todas las personas, porque él fue presidente de una empresa grande, deberías saber que aún los más populares tienen que bajarles el volumen en TV para que no se quemen, bro. O sea, mírenme la cara que le pongo. O sea, como que me estás hablando en serio. ¿Ya? ¿Y el qué me responde? A ver, bajemos. Ah, sí, Rocky Austin. A Rocky Austin sí que les bajaron el tono. Miren cómo escribe mi apellido, ¿no?
But you already know.
O sea, no sé si él sufre dislexia, con el respeto que se merece a la gente que sufre esta enfermedad, o lo hace con la gana de fastidiar. Ahora te voy a bloquear por ese comentario estilo Mark. Esta no es una zona de Marks. Okay. So Rock and Austin, of course, they weren't toned down. And you know why is that? You stupid moron. Because they were a necessity. They were a fucking necessity. You can't tone down a necessity because they are your two main weapons to go after your competition. Against who they were fighting back in the day, the World Wrestling Federation. It was against WCW. Because they had Hogan, they had Savage, they had Piper, they had Hall, they had Nash, they had Waltman, they had all the guys that left the WWF to go to WCW and form the NWO. They were battling against the NWO. They were battling against the Dungeon of Doom. They were battling against the Horsemen. Okay? Another thing, they had the luchadores. They had the guys from Mexico. They got Juventud Guerrera. They had Rey Mysterio Jr., La Parca, Psychosis. And the topping of the cake, they had the guys from ECW. They had Stevie Richards. They had Raven. They had Terry Funk. They brought in Steve Dr. Dead Williams. Should I go on? They had Shane Douglas. So, it was a tough battle. It was a tough battle, so they couldn't tone them down. And not only were Dwayne and Austin there, Hunter was there, Shawn was there, Road Dogg was there, Billy Gunn was there, Kane, Undertaker, Mick Foley, Steve Blackman, Jerry Lawler, Jim Ross in commentary, Owen Hart, Ron Simmons, JBL, when he was just Bradshaw. And I could go on and 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 on. They had Chyna. They had Ivory. They had Lita. They had Sunny. They had Sable. They had to turn the volume up all the way to the top because it was a necessity. Nowadays, they don't need to do that. Because there's no competition. Oh yeah, they're gonna say, you may say, oh, but AEW is, yeah, but even they don't have a Goldberg caliber type of wrestling like you did. Oh yeah, real genius coming from the guy who made Goldberg a heel. Real genius to the guy who tried to put Jeff Jarrett over the top. Right, real genius coming from the guy who had a commitment with Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan and went to the ring doing business for himself in order to say, oh, Hulk Hogan is a bald piece of shit and he's not going to ever come back here. And you were the one who gave WCW losses. Wow. And I am the mark? The Kabukis are so over right now because everybody loves manga. Everybody loves anime. It's the thing right now. You don't need to understand it. It's not rocket science. Everybody loves manga. Everybody loves Dragon Ball. Everybody loves One Piece. Have you seen it? You know what even manga is? You know what anime is? You know how many people get turned on by some girl speaking in Japanese? A lot of people. They applaud her. They applaud them. Everybody loves it when the Kabukis and Io Shirai start talking in Japanese. Everybody loves it when the Spanish luchadores start talking in Spanish. Everybody loves it. They don't understand it, but they love it because it's something different. It's different. See? You don't need to know what I'm telling you. It's a guy dressed up as an iguana. He has an iguana puppet. It's Mr. Iguana. He's carrying an iguana. What else do you want to know? You bring that asshole. Oh, but I get it. Little Big Ben needs the attention because he can't get a job doing nothing else. Nobody wants little Vince Russo anymore. Nobody cares. Yeah, I may not have the 1,000K that you have. I only had 340 or 50 or 80, whatever. I'm going to hit 400. Just 400. But I get more respect from one person than you with your 1K. Remember this, Rusi. Nobody respects you. None of us. We just tolerate you for the sake of, yeah, what else is new?
Vaya desahogar. Eso sí fue cantarle a alguien sus verdades en todo el hocico. Es más, les cuento un dato curioso. Acabamos de perder un suscriptor, yo creo que fue bien ruso, que no le gustó el contenido muy mark que encontró, en esta broma de filtro.
Por eso no entiende el inglés.
En fin.
Okay, Agustin, it's because she's having way too much title matches and they should push somebody else like Kairi Sane or Roxanne beyond having the two other mentions out of being tag teams. Lo digo en inglés para que cierto estúpido que vive en Nueva York llamado Vince Russo entienda que este Mark no habla porque simplemente es un Mark. Habla sobre el hecho de lo que dije anteriormente, de que no puedes extender tanto a tus talentos porque los vas a quemar. You can't press your talents that thin because they're gonna get watered down, you fucking idiot. I told you, fuckhead. This is only the beginning. I'm gonna be at your ass so many times, you're gonna regret having blocked me from Twitter and called me a mark.